Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. What shocked me most? Some of the things that shocked me most about retirement. Shock's probably too strong a word for it. Definitely surprised. There were some things, 7 things to be exact, that surprised me about retirement. And leave in the comments some of the things that surprised you about retirement, or something that was totally unexpected. You kind of knew would happen, but when it happened, it was totally unexpected. But I'm going to share with you some of the things that really surprised me about retirement. It's a loss of structure. I'm a very much an A-type personality, and I like structure. I like organization. I like form. I like all that stuff. So all of a sudden, it was gone. Now, I'm not unlike most of you. Mine kind of phased into it, but I've been totally retired now for, I guess, 7 months. I did a job in April, I guess, 4 days, and after that, I decided to totally hang it up. Very simply because I couldn't do the work anymore, and that's okay. I knew that day was coming, and it was here. But the loss of structure. Now for 35 years, I'd get up, I'd work out early in the morning at home, uh, have breakfast. I already had my act together. I'd go as far as the work was involved, and I'd generally drive to the Cincinnati area. I live in southwestern Ohio, and meet a guy or two or 10, depending on how many I had working for me at the time, and I already had the game plan all set up for the day, and it was very structural, very organized, very efficient, and all of a sudden, I mean, I had to have all my ducks in a row every day. And then we did our work. At the end of the day, I came home. My whole drive home, it's about 30 minutes, sometimes 40, sometimes an hour, depending on traffic. On the way home, I thought, okay, what do I need to get for home at Home Depot for tomorrow? Do I need paint? Do I need drywall? Do I need mud? Do I need do I need any tools? So I'd stop there on the way home so I could get a fresh start in the morning. Now the structure is totally different. I wake up. I don't sleep that much. I sleep for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And I wake up and I come downstairs and it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? Watch a little TV. Generally doze off to sleep because I don't have to be anywhere at any certain time unless I've got a doctor's appointment. In fact, it kind of messed me up the other day. A few days ago, I had coffee with a friend of mine. He still works part-time as a security guard at night. So we meet at 6 o'clock in the morning at the local Waffle House. 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought that was horrible. But that's when he can meet, and that's when we do meet. And I can always take a nap. I'm sure some of you take a nap once in a while. It's almost mandatory at my house. I get at least one nap in a day. But today's structure is totally different. And that kind of surprised me a little bit. I've adjusted, I think, but not totally, because it's just not structured at all. Another thing that changed a lot with me, it kind of surprised me. I am not my work. Larry does not equal his job. Larry is a totally different person. The work I did for a living, that just happened to be what I did for a living as a contractor, painting and drywall contractor. And that's what I did for a living. It did not define who I was, but it defines a lot of people. They get a lot of satisfaction out of their job. They get a lot of satisfaction out of their work. And I did too. But all of a sudden that was gone. That was gone. It really kind of bothered me. You know, men and women are so different in this. With your identity, you can go to a gathering, say it's a cookout, and you got a bunch of people there, and a guy can ask another guy. If I ask, hey Joe, how's things going? First thing he'll talk about is work. First thing he'll talk about is work. Or if he's retired, his golf game or whatever he's doing on the side. Women, on the other hand, are totally different. My wife can go up to a friend of hers and say, hey Mary, how things going? And Mary will immediately launch into her kids, her grandkids, and this and that. It's all about relationships. So men and women are totally different when it comes to the identity. And unfortunately, I think too many men put too much stock in their identity with the work, and that kind of surprised me a little bit. One thing that I've heard of, it hasn't happened yet, but the time slots in your life, even in retirement, can fill up. Your kids know you're available, your grandkids know you're available. And we do. We're able to help out our kids and our grandkids quite a bit. Not as often as we're able to, not as often as we'd like to. But the time slots can fill up. One thing that really surprised me personally was the emotional ups and downs. I mean, it was like a roller coaster. One day I'd be lonely, one day I'd be depressed, one day I'd be high as a kite, one day, it was just different. Most of my friends, because we generally used to hang out with younger people, most of my friends are still at work. They're still working. My closest friends, yeah, they're all still working. They're all still working. So that changes a lot, the emotional ups and downs. So what do I do? A lot of us who had jobs had friends at work, a lot of friends at work. My wife worked the last 6 years of our marriage, or last 6 years of before she retired. She worked in a lab. She was what I call a worker bee. She did the work nobody else wanted to do, and they loved her. But she still is friends with a lot of these people. She still contacts them. They're on Facebook, they're on Messenger, and they text, and it's all good. Me, on the other hand, I was only close to maybe 20 people as a contractor because my employees would come and go. I wasn't that close with anybody who hired me or anything like that. So once that was done, it was done. Those people are no longer there. Another thing that affected me, this is personal now, this affected me greatly. The money situation. The money stops. I mean, yeah, I've got fixed income and I've got money coming in, but I wasn't earning any money. It was great to know I came home at the end of the day and maybe I only made $200 that day. Maybe I made $500 that day. I did a job right around the corner from my house. I mean, literally, right. I could have walked there in about 3 minutes. Right around the corner from my house, I made $1,000 that day. I had some help, but I net $1,000. Those days are gone. I mean, they're long gone, and it's taken mentally. It's taken me some adjustment to know that those days are over. Because I used to have money coming in all the time. I mean, of course, I had a lot of receivables all the time, but I knew money was that pipeline was filled. I knew those checks were eventually going to get there, and they always did, and I never had any problem collecting. But now it's just money going out, very little coming in. Family expectations. Some of you, it hasn't happened to me. I kind of wish it would. Kind of hasn't happened to me yet, but they expect a lot out of it. They want you to do this, want you to do that. Now we get called on from time to time, do this or that, pick this kid up or take this kid over there, and that's all good. I wish we could do more of that, but we're not close to my three sons. We're not real close to, and so we don't get those opportunities very often. But the biggest surprise for me personally, I think, was the energy levels change, and they can change quickly. Now, a year ago, I don't have a big lot. I probably got, it's a little less than a half acre, I guess, probably a third of an acre. And I think nothing coming home, and I was still working a year ago. I was still doing some work, but on the days I wouldn't work, I'd cut the grass, front, back, trim, the whole 9 yards. Took me about an hour and a half or so. Wasn't a big deal. Now, this spring, I noticed my energy levels have dropped, and I'm still doing all the right things. I'm still taking my supplements. I'm still getting my regular checkups. I'm still on my special diet, which I'm going to update here in another week or so. And still working out at the gym 4 days a week, 2 on weights, 2 on cardio. I did cardio this morning. So, but my energy levels just all of a sudden have just dropped. I mean, maybe this is what it's supposed to feel like to be 71. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she's got great energy. She really does. But even recently, she said, things are changing. She said, I just can't do what I used to just 6 months ago. She said, it's been a change. So maybe this is all part of the getting older concept. I don't know. I'm not liking it. Nobody likes it, but it's just a fact. And then your health can change in retirement really quickly. Mine changed before I retired, right before I was getting ready to retire. And it shut me down for 3 years. I mean, I was fit as a fiddle and working out and all that good stuff. And my life changed literally overnight. Within for 3 years, I couldn't work, couldn't do anything. And that's a story I've already talked about, so I'm not going to go there. But I totally recovered from that. It's in remission, but I never totally recovered from it. Never totally recovered from it. And it's a hard thing for me to accept my life. I knew my life was going to be different from that point forth, but I didn't know it was going to be that different. And it's definitely different now. But anyway, things can change quickly with your health, with your energy. So we kind of got to be physically prepared for that, but more importantly, mentally prepared for that. If you got anything out of this, that's all I've got for now. But if you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. Until we meet again, I'm going to continue to press on towards that goal.